Today I'm going to get another ultrasound, like electively, I guess you would say. I sent a message to my doctor yesterday, kind of just explaining that I have a lot of anxiety going on. And since it's been 5 weeks today that I haven't, since my last ultrasounds, like I haven't seen the baby, and I just feel like I need to see to believe. Like I just feel like I'm not allowing myself to believe that there is a baby growing and stuff inside me. So I sent that message to her. I was like really nervous that she was gonna be like, no, you have an ultrasound like later next week, like that's good. But she said, okay, I put in the referral, go ahead, call this number and schedule it. So I was able to schedule one for today, thank gosh. My mom's gonna go with me. Easter was this past Sunday, and I was just having a really, really difficult time. It's not my favorite holiday, so I don't know why I was struggling so much. But I was just like feeling so anxious, and it was just a really rough holiday. I don't know, it's been really hard these past few days. So I reached out and kind of explained like I'd rather go through like the hospital than some private ultrasound place, just that way like everything is like documented all together with my doctor and all that. So yeah, I'll be doing that. I don't know, I'm just like every appointment I expect something to be wrong. Like I'm just waiting for the worst. It's not like if, but when. So pregnancy after loss is really, really hard. And the fact that like this baby and Sailor's due date are 1 day off means like the timeline is almost the exact same. So when I was 10 weeks and 5 days with Sailor is when I had my first major bleed, went to the ER, thought I was having a miscarriage. It was the subchorionic hematoma. So that was a year ago on the 16th of April. It was like, I was just expecting it to happen, and it didn't, thank gosh. But I'm having like a hard time separating the two, especially because the timeline is literally the exact same, but off by a day. So it's like, I'm just expecting all these bad things to happen over and over again. So hoping the ultrasound today eases my mind and I see baby, know that everything's all good. So we'll see. My appointment went really well. I have to wait to hear back once again from like the radiologist has to send it to my doctor. My doctor has to send it to me, all that. So I still have to wait for that to like know results of anything. She said all she could tell me was the heart rate, which was 161, so nice and strong. I did get a whole thing of pictures. Baby like wasn't really like laying the best. This was like kind of like the best profile, like side view picture we could get of baby. Here's another one. This was like mostly the pictures she was getting where the baby was like facing the other way. So this is like the back, the head, little arms and little leg feet. Same with that one and that one. And then this last one, she put arm. I don't know if it'll focus well enough, but it's really cute. There's like the little arm and it extends, and then like little fingers. Super cute. So got some good pictures. Hopefully I can remember to, when I hear results, hopefully I can remember to share those. She wouldn't like turn the screen toward me a lot, so I couldn't really see fully, but I couldn't really pinpoint if there was still the subchorionic hematoma lingering around. So I really am hoping that that has reabsorbed, or that it's so tiny already. That would be really great news. But yeah, baby was wiggling around so much. Some good gymnastics in there, all that. So yeah, it went really well. I feel more at ease. I feel like the whole like seeing is believing is like really true. You know, and I can't just go in and get like they can't really do the Doppler yet. I have to wait till I'm 12 weeks, and I'm only 11 weeks, 2 days today. It's so nice to see, because I went from the 6-week ultrasound that was like baby was just a blob, to now like seeing an actual like side profile and all that. Like it was just that much more reassuring to know like baby has grown. I also don't think I talked about my results from the elective ultrasound that I had last week. Found the hematoma was still there, and it was like slightly larger. I don't think it was like bigger than 2 centimeters, but it was still there. Baby was measuring 4 days ahead at that time, and everything else just looked really good. So that was awesome news besides the hematoma. Today I went for my 12-week growth ultrasound at the MFM. I got to meet the other MFM doctor, so I think there's 2 of them. Maybe there's 3 now, I'm not sure, but I know that there's 2 for sure. So we met the girl doctor back in early January, and then today we met the guy doctor. I went in, they just like checked vitals, like stuff like that, and then did the ultrasound. And I love going there for ultrasounds because like they can talk to you while they're doing it. Like they can explain things. It's not like, oh, we have to wait for the doctor to look at it or whatever. Like, I mean, the doctor does look at it, but she talks like the whole time, tells you everything like she's looking at, like just stuff like that. So I found out I have another anterior placenta, which I know there's like nothing wrong with them. It's just like you feel kicks later because the placenta is between your tummy and the baby. It just, I guess like with Winter and Miles, I had a posterior placenta. So with Sailor, I had an anterior placenta. So I guess just like in my head, I automatically like think worst case scenario, like, oh my gosh, I had an anterior placenta. Now I have it again. Like, is something gonna go wrong? So I kind of don't love that, but I know that it's not anything medically wrong. This ultrasound, baby's measuring 2 days ahead, so doing really good with growth. And I'm like trying to think of all the things that were talked about. Yeah, so we had the ultrasound, and then after that we talked with the doctor, and he kind of like discussed that the plan going forward is like still the same. Like he still wants me to come in for those growth ultrasounds. Like I get the anatomy scan at 20 weeks, and then growth checks at 24, 28, 32, 36, and then I don't know if there'd be another one after that or not, but yeah, so he still agrees with that. So that was like good, because like knowing my luck, the doctor would probably be like, oh, let's cut you back, or you know, but he agreed, so that's still the plan. He also talked a lot about, oh my god, it is like such a large word. I haven't looked it up in a while, so I might be saying it wrong or whatever, but he said like his major concern was the like with Sailor's demise was the chronic histiocytic intervallositis. That's a tough one. But yeah, so he was concerned about that. Like there's no sure answer whether that it is related to COVID or something else. And unfortunately, he was saying that like he's talked with like a lot of doctors kind of all over the country. there's a lot of research happening for it. It's so hard to explain. There's a lot of research happening for it, but currently there's nothing to do to monitor it, check it, test it, control it, like, so it's kind of just a big risk. We don't know whether this will occur again or not. And basically, like, his way of saying it, because, like, I thought it has to do with, like, autoimmune. So I thought it had to do with, like, an autoimmune disease. So I was mentioning, like, I do want to go to the rheumatologist because my dad has arthritis, so I just want to, like, get checked in. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. Like, you can do that, but it kind of has nothing to do with pregnancy. That this is, like, more so that if, like, something from the dad passes to baby and then that gets in my blood system, that my body is going to defend itself, and that's where, like, the demise comes in. It is so hard to explain, so hard, but yeah, so it is a little scary, like, knowing that there's nothing to be done about it. There's no monitoring, like, there's nothing we can do. I mentioned that I wanted the umbilical, like, artery Dopplers done, and he's kind of opposed to that unless there's actually full reason for it, because he says that, like, he thinks that's more risk than benefit. I'm not sure how. I mean, I'm sure the dude knows what he's talking about more than I would. But yeah, so I don't know, it kind of sucks that, like, I feel like there's, like, nothing to be done other than, like, monitoring. I also asked maybe if, like, I could get, like, a 16-week ultrasound, because, like, now it's going to be hard to go from, like, 20 weeks, or I'm sorry, to go from 12 weeks to 20 weeks without seeing baby. But he once again said that that's too much risk versus benefit. Like, it's not going to erase my anxiety. So he was kind of opposed to that. Of course, he really was like, if there's reason, like, of course, come in. But if there's not, I feel like that was, like, what was majorly talked about. I go tomorrow to see my normal OB. So I kind of want to ask her opinion of, like, what is the risk of the Doppler? Like, why can't you tell me? See what she says about that. But I'm hoping, because I feel like all the ultrasounds I've had, like, we've seen the heartbeat and they tell me, like, the heart rate, but we haven't heard it. So I'm hoping tomorrow, I'm far enough along that she can do it with the heart Doppler, like, on my tummy, and we can hear the heartbeat finally. Really hoping for that. Yeah, besides that, it was, I mean, I'm glad baby was moving the entire ultrasound, like, literally doing flips, jumping off my uterus, like, everything. Like, he did not stop moving. The poor ultrasound tech was, like, trying to get a picture of something, he'd move and mess it up. So it's very active. So that was reassuring to see him wiggling all around. And yeah, Joey went with me, so that was nice. He took, like, a half day off work. He came with. He has yet to meet my new OB doctor. I don't know when that's going to happen, just because those appointments are, like, so short, and, like, I don't know. Hopefully he meets her before delivery, because, like, another thing, the MFM ultrasound tech said that she did not see a hematoma anywhere, and the doctor, looking at all the ultrasound pictures, he said he didn't see one as well. So I'm really, really, really hoping that it reabsorbed itself, because I cannot handle the stress or, like, the anticipation of bleeding anymore. Like, it's just so much. I'm hoping that it truly has gone away, and that I can, like, having that off the table, I think would allow me just that little bit extra joy of pregnancy. I think it would also allow me, like, a good separation of recognizing that this isn't Sailor's pregnancy over, that this isn't going to have the same outcome, that just because I still had the hematoma when I delivered her, that that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to happen this time around either. So I just have to take the word for it. Clearly I won't know again until either I bleed or the 20-week ultrasound. So I just have to take the word that it's gone, and I really hope it is. Some pictures, they did print a bunch off. They're downstairs, I'm upstairs, so I'm being lazy. I will insert, I took a picture of each one that they printed off, and they're so cute. There's creepy ones though, where like, I don't know if you've ever seen, they'll do like the ultrasound of the face, like straight on, so it's like two little eye holes, and like Joey said it looks like the Mexican wrestling masks, like Nacho Libre or whatever. It's kind of creepy looking, but it's kind of funny and cute and creepy. I had quite a busy day today, but I started my day by having my 12-week OB doctor appointment, and it went well overall. It was nice because I saw the MFM yesterday, so I was able to talk about that visit with my doctor. So that was like really nice to be able to do. Me and my doctor decided that I am going to up my antidepressant back up to 10 milligrams again from 5. She's not worried about it. She says that it's safe, it's all good. You know, I'm almost through the first trimester, so all good there. Another thing we talked about was she mentioned how the MFM put in the notes that he's okay with me delivering at 37 weeks, and she was kind of excited about that. Well, not really the 37 weeks, but that I wouldn't have to necessarily wait till 39. And so she kind of mentioned that it's all really going to be up to me, and like what is my mental state like toward the end. Like if I'm crumbling to pieces, like, yeah, get the baby out. And you know, so obviously that decision will be made closer to the time. You know, she said like maybe like a happy medium, like they of course would want me to get to 39 weeks, but like a happy medium might be 38 weeks, which I feel like that might be a goal for me, but I really don't know what I'm going to be like at the end there. Like, is it like, how stressful is it gonna be? So we did talk about that, and she mentioned if I'm leaning towards delivering early, that she will give the baby, well, me to give to the baby basically, steroids for the baby's lungs, because that's like one of the last things to mature development wise. So they just would want to be on the safe side, and she mentioned that that would be around like 35 weeks. But I'm pretty nervous because like my loss with Sailor was 32 weeks, so I'm probably gonna be a total wreck. I didn't get like any blood work done or whatever. Oh, she listened to his heartbeat with the Doppler. It was a little tough for her to find because I have the anterior placenta, so it kind of like took her a minute, and she's like, I can hear it back there. Like she can, like it was faint because he's like behind the placenta. So that was a little bit of a challenge for her to find that. Well, I did ask her because I was like, I'm confused. Like I know I should have like brought it up to the MFM doctor when he was talking about it, but I kind of was just like super lost. I asked why it would be a risk to do the artery Doppler for the umbilical cord, and she said that something about like if it showed that there wasn't a good flow, like they would want to deliver, and like that sometimes that could be like a false reading, and then you deliver too early, and then like therefore, you know, like they don't want to deliver your baby 10 weeks early because of a false reading. So I kind of understand that, and she said that, you know, they're obviously going to be checking this baby's growth, like very much so. All eyes will be on baby and me, so she's not quite worried about them not doing that, and she knows that they'll do it if it's necessary. But if his growth is okay, then okay.
I'm using my heels.
Miles. I don't think I ever got around to explaining, I don't think I got around to explaining how at my 12-week ultrasound at the MFM, while I was at the hospital, I went down to the lab to get more blood work drawn up for the lupus anticoagulant. That result came back positive, which I don't 100% know what that means. I messaged my doctor and asked, and she told me to start taking the baby aspirin blood thinner like right away. But besides that, I would have to be retested in 12 weeks from the original test. And then if that's positive, then I'll have to start a daily injection blood thinner. So I think that I will be retested around like 24 weeks. I kind of was curious like what that meant as far as like what that had to do with like Sailor's demise and whatnot. And she didn't really explain. She talked to the MFM doctor, and she told me that at my 20-week appointment that the MFM doctor will talk to me then about it. So I don't really know what it... My hand's cold. So I don't really know what it means. I'm trying not to like freak out about it. I know this video was long and just a lot of talking, but thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like the video. Give a thumbs up.